Welcome to TI22. Welcome to my little detailing studio where, we detail cars, we make things shiny, and crucially for this video, I suppose, we protect a lot of brand new cars. If you're regular to the channel, by the way, you'll notice I've got a radio microphone that a friend has lent me. So I'm going to do something hopefully a bit more interactive and interesting for you and walk around a bit today rather than just sat down in front of you. So what I wanted to discuss today in this video is basically new cars, how we recommend, or how in our experience it works best to take delivery of your new car and protect it with a centre like us or another professional detailer, and why I think the current world situation with the virus and everything is actually, it looks like it's really good for us and you guys who care about the paintwork and the condition of your new cars, because yeah, it seems to be that less people are touching cars and putting little marks in, which we then have to remove later. So that's all good stuff. So yeah, I think I'll just start with a bit of an introduction really on, especially in the last week, I've had quite a lot of inquiries and some new inquiries from new customers, and people have asked me quite a lot, as they do over the years, how best is it for me to get my new car? Is it best? Do you want it with the wrappings on? Do you want all the plastic that the car is delivered to the dealership still on the car? How best is it for me to do that? And my response is always, we've done it all different ways over the years. We've had cars delivered with plastic on. We've had cars driven from the dealers. We've had cars shipped from dealers, all different ways of doing it. And my advice to you these days, and the way I've seen it work best, is let the dealership do what they've got to do with taking off the plastic wrapping and that kind of thing, because I've personally seen it more than once where there has been some damage on the paintwork from the dealer, from new, and, sorry, not from the dealer, from the factory, from new. And if we leave those plastic wrappings on, what happens is nobody knows about it. So then you get into a bit of a liability argument that no one wants, really. If I pull the wrapping off and I discover some damage, then I have to tell you about it, and then you have to tell the dealership about it, and it all becomes a bit confused as to not really whose fault it is, although that is a thing, but also how we're going to fix it. It just becomes messy then. It messes our diary up because inevitably the car has to go away then to get fixed, and it's just not a great result for anyone really. So nowadays what I recommend is that you let the dealer do the minimum, but say to them, just do the absolute minimum of washing. Don't, if they can not wash it or not prep it and not send it through the PDI bay to get cleaned, great. Some dealers are very different to others. Some dealers will say, no, this is our process and this is what happens. Some dealers will say, yep, great, no problem, less work for us, brilliant. As far as I'm concerned, I would prefer less people have washed it, because generally the washing that happens on the pathway from a new car, from the factory to getting to you, is that it's washed 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times by, generally in high volume washing environments where they're not giving a lot of attention to how the car is washed. They just need to get onto the next car. And they're generally third-party contractors that are paid by the car, not by the quality of the job they do. So they're not really the people you want washing your new car. Hopefully that covers that subject just about right. By all means, ask me some more questions in the comments or on Instagram or wherever you want about some specific questions you might have. But I think that pretty much, covers my theory on what works best. We've been doing this for 12 years now, so what works best in our experience to get your car delivered to us in the best possible condition. Now, the second thing I touched on which is a trend we've seen in new cars, I would say, for about the last year. It's now March 2021. The world sort of went wrong in March 2020, didn't it? I'll go and walk around this side. You can see that at that side of the car. Then if I stand over here. So the world has, been upside down for about a year now, hasn't it? And what we've noticed definitely as a trend is that, especially once, I think click and collect in the UK kicked in about May, June last year. And what we've noticed is a strong increase in the quality of cars that come to us for new car preparations. I'm sat in front of this Long Beach Blue M2 Competition because this is a prime example. This was picked up brand new by its owner last week. It was driven 150 miles from the supplying dealership to us. And honestly, I was struggling to find many marks on it. The front bumper weirdly had a few light scratches in. The rest of the car was very, very good. Normally with new cars, we see a lot of what we would call love marks. So just not crazy swirling, like I said. These cars get washed, depending on how much it's raining during the storage and the delivery process. These cars get washed quite a lot, quite badly. So they do get swirl marks, marring from bad washing. They also pick up, especially with the sort of cars we deal with, so new high-performance prestige cars, they tend to sit in a showroom or in a delivery bay, and people just can't help but touch these things. So they do pick up what we call love marks, random scratches from people just wanting to touch a new car, I suppose, which is a bit of a weird thing to us to hear, but it happens. So we're definitely seeing a reduction in those marks. And I can only think that it's because we have got far less contact happening with vehicles now. The click and collect process, from what I hear, I haven't been through it. I'd love to buy a new car, but I haven't. The click and collect process is a bit different between different, dealer groups, different manufacturers. But from what I understand, quite often, literally the car is in the car park or in the lot or in the holding area, and you'll literally do the paperwork, sign things. You may even sign them online, and literally the keys are on the car, and there you go. Which doesn't give it gives less of a handover experience, I suppose. But for us, it's better because it means the car's been washed less times. It's not been in an area where people are stroking it all the time. And believe it or not, as silly as it sounds, those things add up. What that means for us is we still machine polish every single car before we wax it, which is rare these days, or ceramic coating. So every single new car preparation we do, which is hundreds of cars a year, always get machine polished. It's just part of the process. And there's always a compromise in that machine polishing between, we want to minimize the amount of clear coat we're removing from your brand new car. We want to leave the maximum amount of paint on the car. Sometimes that means we have to compromise on the amount of correction we do in very bad cases because, we just don't want to. We will do in agreement with yourselves, but we don't want to take off tons of clear coat. We don't take off 25% of the clear coat just to take out one little scratch here. It's not even a scratch. It'll be a very light mark, but people like us and you guys can see those things. So what we're able to do now, much more in the last year I've noticed, is we can concentrate that machine polishing stage with the new car prep. We can concentrate it on just bringing out the gloss, which is, for me, is great news. For you is great news because it means your new car's got more clear coat on and it looks even better. So we can just concentrate on getting this magnificent gloss out of it. So that's it, really. I don't really want to harp on too much. How do you like this new style of video with me walking around? Is it a bit better than me just sat in front of the camera? Do let me know. yeah, interesting comment this. I'd love to know more from you guys as well about click and collect. Have you done click and collect? Have you had a car delivered from click and collect? Was it a good thing? Was it not so much of a great experience? Let me know. I really need to educate, any opportunity I get to educate myself more on the new world we're living in, it would be fantastic. So do let me know. Hope you're enjoying the 4K, by the way, from Mr. Lumix G5 down there. And yeah, I'll do what I normally do actually now. I will put a little bit of music in, and I've obviously filmed a few shots just of this car without me walking around in front of it. So you will get picked up in a minute and pulled around the car. So you can just look at some of the lovely details of this Long Beach blue M2 Competition. 2021 year, by the way. So if you're one of the M2 owning guys and you come and watch this video, I've never seen these little wheel arch, these are extra sort of wheel arch extensions here. So I don't know if they're new for the 2021 model year. Interesting little tweak they've maybe given it for the 2021 model year. M2 maybe is coming to an end now as well. Well, it has finished actually, isn't it? So one of the last M2s, sadly, but there we go. So yeah, do enjoy the walk around shots now. Hope you enjoy the little bit of music I choose to put over the top. Thank you for watching, and we'll look forward to you on the next video. Don't forget to do a like and a subscribe and a share and stuff if you're loving the videos and help support the channel. Thank you guys.